Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. Follow these 11 laws and you're going to have a lifetime of health and fitness. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Perry Tinsley here, creator of the Power Blast podcast, and I'm a health and fitness coach that helps people find their healthy formula because not long ago I struggled with weight gain. And I was a 2-pack-a-day smoker and just so many unhealthy habits. We're talking like pizza, beer, Mountain Dew, unlimited stuff. And it wasn't until I discovered an infomercial that I followed a workout program that got me in shape. And then disaster struck when I lost my wife in a car crash. And I thought that life was going to spin out of control. And that was it. You know, I was just going to go down that path of depression. And who cares? But you know, there was this thing that just came out, a little program called P90X. Got it on my hat here. And I just dug into that program. It dug me out of a very dark place. And the creator of that program, Tony Horton, he was also a creator of the program Power 90 that I was doing from the very start. Man, it just helped me in so many ways, and that's why I want to share Tony's 11 laws with you. And you may have heard these before, and maybe you've read Tony's books or come upon some blog posts or things like that with these 11 laws. But I'm going to tell you what, it's really easy to, yeah, I remember those, and to have not followed them or embraced them in some sort of way. So I'm here to remind you of what those are, because to tell you the truth, I am seeing so many people the past couple of years just struggle with their health and fitness. And I'm not to say that I haven't had many struggles, but I'm seeing people start and stop and get off track and want to start, and just letting time go by. And if it's not a little injury, or if it's a divorce, or it's the flu, or just some sort of life circumstance that's just, you know, I don't know, maybe it's confidence, maybe it's mindset, I don't know, something else that's just taking people off the path. Because, you know, taking care of yourself, you know, self-care, health and fitness, exercise, it takes work. But so does being overwhelmed and being stressed out and being feeling in a very dark place. That takes work as well. It's just a lot of times it feels like this big hole to climb out of. And so I hope these habits, that they're laws, is what Tony calls them, 11 laws of a lifetime of fitness. And when I went through these, the reason why I'm going through these, I just had finished an 80-day program called 80-Day Obsession, had great results. The workouts were about an hour long, and initially I was like, man, I can't commit an hour. And so, but it just kind of pumped me up to say, you know what, this charges me up. This takes me back to the P90X days, the days when I was so fired up to dig into that program, to show up each day, even though, to tell you the truth, the program scared me. It scared me off, and it challenged me so much. It still does. But I haven't done it in so long, and I'm actually going to start this program again at the end of the month, and you're welcome to join me. I think I've told you before. You can just message me, perrytinsley@gmail.com. Say, hey, I want in your P90X group, and I'm spreading this out to where it can be anybody from, you know, P90X, X2, X3, Power 90. Any of those programs can be a part of it. But let me jump into to Tony's laws here, because, you know, I realize that this is a lifetime. This is a marathon, right? It's not a race to get done with a program or to get done with something and then to be over with and then go back to old habits. You know where that's going to take you. You might be in that spot right now. These are lifetime habits, okay? And when people are overweight, they're overwhelmed, they're stressed out. So, you know, take a look at these 11 laws here, or just listen to them. And if you're so inclined, please feel free to join me with our P90X challenge coming up. But here's Tony's 11 laws for a lifetime of fitness. Tony is the creator of Power 90. P90X, P90X Plus, 10-minute trainer, the one-on-one series, 22-minute hardcore, even the one for kids and families called Double Time. So he offers his advice about fitness and just making it lifelong, like he's embraced. So law number 1 is variety. Variety is the spice of life. And with fitness, you have to mix it up all the time. Stay curious, stay creative, stick with the kinds of workouts that you enjoy. And to tell you the truth, when I started, man, I did not enjoy workouts, but I just showed up every day, and I've mixed it up over the years, and that's what's kept me going. So a variety of exercises, workouts, and sports. That's what's going to help you avoid injuries, plateaus, and boredom. Okay? Law number 2 is consistency. Oh, this is a big one. This is where I see people kind of get sidetracked, because improvement and change will occur when you do things often. Stopping and starting all the time, that's just going to kill momentum and not have you succeed at all. And you just got to find ways to stay in the game. Whether that's sticky notes or alerts, or for many of us, we get in and we use an app or a Facebook group to connect with each other, so we can help each other just stay in the game. But moderate forms of exercise done consistently provides far better results than the occasional full body, all out weekend warrior sort of thing. It's a lifestyle that includes multiple forms of exercises. Think P90X. I mean, P90X has weight training, it has plyometrics, it has cardio, it has yoga, it has stretching. It's a lot of stuff that's in there. And make sure you're doing it 5 to 6 days a week to guarantee the results. I know a lot of times people back off and do other things, and I think we've got a new program coming up that's only 4 days a week, but it's designed that way. But 5 to 6 days is an ideal way to go. The next law is intensity. You're tougher than you think. The fear of pain or injury from working out, that's a mindset, a mindset that's steeped in failure. You just got to find the line. Do the extra rep or two. Increase your range of motion. Increase resistance as you get stronger. That's what I love about our Beachbody workout programs, because the trainer on there is always going to challenge you just to go just a little bit extra. Not to where you're going to injure yourself, but just to push yourself a little bit to make it a little bit more intense. That's one thing I saw with the 80-day obsession. I watched a lady modify moves from the very beginning, but by the end, she was attempting the things to ramp things up a little bit, and just watching her transformation has been awesome. So intensity, it goes hand in hand with variety and consistency. And that combination, the 3 work together. It's like the ultimate triad, as Tony will say, because the programs provide variety, and your plan's going to, the plan that you follow, it's going to help you with that consistency. So I think I even gave that advice to quite a few people this past week. If there was any one key thing, it's consistency. Just show up. The next law is purpose. Your purpose, it's got to be having a happier, healthier life, a better life. Exercise and eating right, that's going to help you feel better. And when you feel better, you do more. And when you do more, you meet other people, and you have a healthy lifestyle that gives you energy, and you become better before that, or you become better. Let me rephrase that. You become better than you were before. Okay. Reality. Why do we want life to be different than it is? Why do we think about who we were and who we're going to be more than who we are? We certainly talk a good game about who we are now. We try to predict the future with the hope that wishful thinking is enough to change it. Life is not the way it was. It's the way it is. Life is not our fantasy predictions of the future or our glory days of the past. Life is just that thing that is happening to you as you read this, or as you listen to this. We fall into the trap of living in the past and future because right here is not good enough. Back then and up there are keeping you from right now. Wow, that's a powerful law. Go back, rewind that a few seconds and listen to that one again, except for the part where I was stumbling across it. The next law is sports. I even maybe even add this one to call play. Take the focus off weight, inches, body, fat percentage, and focus on moving. Okay. I think that like the NFL has the NFL, I forget the name of it, NFL 60 or something like that, Play 60. It's focusing on moving. Well, think of from dancing, rock climbing, and mountain biking to like table tennis. Just think in terms of can do instead of look like. Sports are fun and they help develop balance and coordination, which in turn accelerates your results. So jump, kick, run, spin, throw, skate, shoot, hit, score, compete, play. That's a great law. Love that one. The next law is the plan. Schedule all your workouts in advance. Now, for me, I just follow the plan of the workout program I'm doing. That way it takes the guesswork out because this is going to create accountability for you. Plan an entire month ahead of time what you're going to do every single day and try to schedule as many workouts as possible with friends who have similar goals. I'm getting a group of people together to do Tony workouts, P90X type of workouts. We're all going to have some, probably similar goals to get through the program and follow our program as designed, but to root each other on to the finish line. So the plan is a great law. The next law is sleep and stress. Not to stress out, but stressed out, sleep-deprived people don't eat and exercise regularly. I see this all the time. I know about people that struggle with this. Stress depletes energy, strength, desire, and while poor sleeping habits just affect your mood and your immune function, along with cognitive and motor performance, burning the candle at both ends, Tony says, makes it impossible to be fit and healthy. Man, got to work on that. Get more sleep, more rest, okay? The next law is loving it. This was a challenge for me for a long time. I had to get to that loving it part because exercise and workouts involve commitment, determination, planning, consistency, and intensity. And if you don't like what you're doing, there's no way on earth you're going to succeed. Enthusiasm, it's a very big piece of the puzzle. And I like to think that I'm an enthusiastic guy. So you got to get creative and stay curious. Like if you were enjoying doing P90 exclusively and it works for you, just keep doing it until it doesn't. If you can part ways with that, go into P90X, and you find it's not your cup of tea, then stop and do something else. Something's got to bring you back day after day, week after week to love it and tolerate it. Or you end up leaving it. And I see a lot of times people will get on the bandwagon when there's an event or a trip or a vacation or whatever it is, and they get to that point and then let everything go right after the event and then never get back to it. You've got to find something that you love and something that's fun. The next law is flexibility. Flexibility is the fountain of youth. I just did Yoga X today. It is the fountain of youth. Flexible people, they're much less prone to injury. Yoga and stretching, and yoga I used to avoid all the time, man. And stretching, forget it. But now it allows you to bring more intensity to your workouts. That's what I ended up discovering. I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this goofy yoga stuff. I started trying it. I watched all my other workouts get better and better. I'm like, my goodness, that stuff works. Flexibility is a key component to becoming less vulnerable and more durable. Because Tony says aging has a funny way of making everything we do harder. Wouldn't you agree? Staying limber and flexible is the way to prevent that from happening. And the last law number 11, is food and supplements. You are what you eat. You've heard that before. Food and supplements, they're your fuel, and the right fuel supplies proper energy and recovery and balance and balance to the brain chemistry. Just the right supplements, they simplify and fill the gaps that you're not getting from foods that you typically buy at the store. And you think about it, go out there and buy healthy foods, but sometimes we're still not getting everything that maybe we once had back in the day when food was real food. I don't know. But you go in the grocery store and you see a lot of prepackaged stuff, and people are buying that thinking that's where their money needs to go, thinking I need to feed my family, but they're not feeding their family with fuel or with energy or anything like that. It's not good stuff. Anyway, that's all I have for this week. I wanted to share those 11 laws with you. And if you have a take on those, or if there's anything that reached, kind of went and connected with you and resonated with you really well, reach out to me or comment below. Which one was it? What's that one law or two laws that you found that maybe you've kind of gotten away from, or that you really never considered before? I think there's just some powerful things in there that they have to do. And so just kind of review them. Again, it's variety, consistency, intensity, purpose, reality, sports, the plan, sleep and stress, loving it, flexibility, food and supplements. That's all I have for this week. If you found that this podcast helped you out, or if you know of somebody that could benefit, please pass it on and share it. If you'd like to be a part of my upcoming P90X group, and even if you're not ready to start on the 30th like I'm going to, message me anyway and say, hey, I'd like to, are you still doing it? I'd like to join you on your journey, because I'm going to do that. And I'm actually, for the eating plan part, I'm gonna get into the kind of the mindset of eating healthy with the new 2B mindset program. You might have heard Ann Doval's interview and her results a couple of weeks ago. And if you want to hear more about Tony's laws and just some of his takes, go back to Power Blast Podcast episode 500. That's where I did a special one-on-one interview with Tony. Totally rocks. And you know what? You absolutely rock, my friend. I so appreciate you for subscribing, or if you haven't subscribed yet, to subscribe and passing this along and sharing it. And what would be crazy cool is if you got over into the iTunes store and your podcast app and just gave this an honest rating and review so other people can find it more easily. That would be way cool. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.